Hi there, Aki Matsumura here at beautiful Arroyo Tribuco Golf Club in Mission Viejo, California. Beautiful day, super cold day. You see me bundled up here with my winter coat on and a jacket underneath, but still such a beautiful day. I'm so glad to be out here. As I was out here, I had a little break from some of my coaching sessions, and I want to share with you this super powerful message. Those of you who are looking for a magic bullet, in your golf game or maybe just in your life, the thing that we're always searching for, that magic bullet, that one secret sauce, and we're in constant pursuit. And I'm here to share with you and let you know that I found it. And if you listen closely and you really hear the message and the training I'm going to give you today, then you'll get it. But if you don't, it'll just be some words that you hear, some cool thing, and yeah, it's good. But if you really listen and you get it, this will change your life forever. So I heard this for the first time from one of my coaches, one of my mentors. Now he's such a dear friend of ours, and still a coach and a mentor that we constantly get coached from. And one of the first things that he coached us on, he said it. It's such a simple phrase that I didn't hear it the first time. I heard it, but I didn't hear it. And it's something he coaches us on all the time, right? But every time I hear it, there's like a different level to take this to. This is, at its core, how I train and coach all of my students, whether they're golfers, whether they're golf professionals, golf instructors, whether they are other clients of mine that I'm coaching. This is at the core what gets a huge, massive transformation, but not just massive transformation, super fast and accelerated transformation. And it came from this one simple phrase, and that was, who you are being is everything. And so let me repeat that. Who you are being is everything. And so at first, I thought, wow, that sounds profound, right? That sounds crazy. Who you're being is absolutely everything. But the first time I heard it, it really didn't hit me to when I hear it now, when I say it to myself now, when I have to remind myself, who am I being? It's my way of being. It's my identity. Who am I? And who do I need to be? Who do I need to show up as to get the results, to influence the people that I need to influence, to impact my students, my clients, my family, my friends, the people that matter most to me? It's a way of being, right? Who are you being? And as simple as that sounds, there's so many layers, so many depth to our way of being, right? And while a lot of us, and myself included, get stuck in that hamster wheel of looking for the tactical things, the swing tips, what's the hack that I can do to be more productive, to appreciate more things, to hit the ball better, to lower my scores, this is the hack, right? It's your way of being. And I challenge you to ask yourself that question constantly. Ask yourself that into everything that you're approaching. Who am I being, right? Because who you're being is everything, right? And how's that associate to golfers that I coach? I get a lot of golfers that may start brand new and they're coming in as a 100 shooter, and the first conversation that I would have with somebody, whether you're shooting 100, I've had this conversation with people, shooting mid 70s to low 70s, and then it gets them to shoot in the 60s, right? It gets players that I've had that are starting off in the hundreds, and in less than a week or less than 2 weeks, they're in the 80s, right? They've been stuck in the hundreds for, years, and in a matter of weeks, they're in the 80s. It's getting other players that are stuck at the low 80s to shoot even par, and these are in weeks and months, not years, right? And so this is accelerated growth, accelerated progress, right? And so Many times we look at ourselves and we are seeking permission from the results that we get. And so, if I get a 100 shooter, somebody that's shooting like 100, 105 that comes in and that's been playing golf for an extremely long time, their way of being, right, the person that they are, they're looking at themselves as a 100 shooter. And now they're looking for the swing tip, they're looking for the strategy to implement into the vehicle of a 100 shooter. And when you do it that way, it's the thought that, once I hit it solid, once I hit it straight, once I don't lose any golf balls, then I'll be ready to shoot in the 90s. Then I'll be ready to shoot in the 80s. That's when I can hit more greens in regulation, have more birdie putts, when I can make more birdies. That is when I'll be ready to win golf tournaments. What if you reverse that thought and just ask, if I wanted to be a champion in golf, if I wanted to be on the PGA Tour, if I wanted to win my golf tournament, who would I need to be to then win that tournament? Who do I need to show up as? As I'm preparing and practicing and committing myself into the dream that I have, big, massive dreams, we start to ask, who do I need to be to achieve that dream? Not once I hit it there, once I accomplish that, once I master the swing, once I get enough reps, then I'll be ready. You have to be, what if you're ready before you even started the journey, right? And that is your way of being. That is your identity of looking into who you are, because now we all have behaviors and behaviors that leads to action. So if we are looking at ourselves as a 100 shooter, a 90 shooter, or an 80 shooter, and we're looking at ourselves in that category, we have certain behaviors that drive actions. And it doesn't matter what technique or strategy you put into the vehicle of that person or that identity or that being, the results will never come out and will be so slow until you finally hit that threshold and point like, oh yes, I can do it. And now all of a sudden you can do it. And so what if you were, stuck in the 90s or 80s and said, I really want to be a scratch golfer. Who would I need to be the scratch golfer? My dream goal is to be a scratch golfer because it'd be amazing to shoot 72 and then consider myself in the category of the elite golfers that can shoot par at any golf course. Who would I need to be? It doesn't matter where you're starting from, right? I could be a 100 or 90 shooter, 80 shooter. We just look at, if I was that scratch shooter, that 72 shooter, who would I need to become, right? And then you start looking at, if I was that person, what would I be doing? How would I be thinking, right? Then the behaviors start to align, with that person, with that being that you want to become. Whereas if we're looking at, I want to be a scratch shooter, I want to be a tournament champion, what am I doing? Like, who do I have to become? Do I need to be practicing every day? And then you look and draw that out to, who am I currently now? If I'm looking at myself as a 90 shooter, am I practicing every day? Right? That championship golfer that's winning golf tournaments, how often do they think about golf? Are they thinking about golf every single day and committing their time and thought because it means so much to them to win golf tournaments, to get to college golf, to get on the tour, right? Even as an 80s or 90s shooter, am I doing that? What would happen if I did? Right, things would change right before your eyes and you would get there so fast. That'd be incredible, right? So we start to align the behaviors of your being, of who you want to be, and you start to add in those behaviors and actions into your lifestyle. And then you start to transform radically. That's how you get and you condense decades of practice, decades of your time, and you collapse it into windows that are short years, months, weeks, for some even days. And so ask yourself, right, the magic bullet here is not the new swing on tour. It's not the new short game strategy. It's not the course management strategy, right? It is who you're being is everything. And if you really internalize and understand that, that is the magic bullet to your success. That is the magic bullet to everything that you really want to accomplish, because now you start living into the being that you truly believe you are, and you start doing the things that no longer align with your old self. Because reality is, once you start shooting the score, whether you're going from hundreds to 90s, if you go from 100 to 90, you are a totally different person. If you go from 90 to 80, totally different person. If you go from 80 to 70, totally different person. If you go from not winning a golf tournament to now the champion of a golf tournament, you are not the same person that you were prior to. And so if you know that when you get to the result that you want, the dream that you want, you will not be the same person, wouldn't it be a great idea if we put a lot of work into creating ourselves to be the person that we need to be, so we can just live into the thing that we know that's going to happen? And so, again, can't say it enough, who you are being is everything. At every stage of my development, that is the most powerful thing that I get coached on time and time again, and it never gets old. And again, in the beginning, I was like, yeah, it sounds like some cool stuff, but I really didn't get it, right, until I got it. And now that I got it, right, it goes so deep into the things that really excite me, that really move me, that really inspire me, so I can show up, right? I can show up for my clients, for my family, for my friends, right? For the people that I just meet, of who do I need to be, right? To be the person that I want to be. And so I leave you guys with that. The magic bullet in one